The Story of Civilization, Part 2, The Life of Greece, being a history of Greek civilization from the beginnings and of civilization in the Near East from the death of Alexander to the Roman conquest, with an introduction on the prehistoric culture of Crete by Will Durant. Chapter 3, The Heroic Age. Part 1, The Achaeans. Modest Hittite tablets from Ogaz, QE of approximately 1325 BCE speak of the Ahijava as a people equal in power to the Hittites themselves. An Egyptian record towards 1221 BCE mentions the Achaeans as joining other peoples of the sea in a Libyan invasion of Egypt, and describes them as a roving band fighting to fill their bellies. In Homer, the Achaeans are specifically a Greek-speaking people of southern Thessaly. Often, however, because they had become the most powerful of the Greek tribes, Homer uses their name for all the Greeks at Troy. Greek historians and poets of the classic age called the Achaeans, like the Pelasgians, autochthonos, native to Greece, as far back as memory could recall, and they assumed without hesitation that the Achaean culture described in Homer was one with that which has been here termed Makana'an. Schliemann accepted this identification, and for a brief while, the world of scholarship agreed with him. In 1901, with the Common Era, an unusually iconoclastic Englishman, Sir William Ridgway, upset this happy confidence by pointing out that though Achaean civilization agreed with the Makana'an in many ways, it differed in vital particulars. 1. Iron is particularly unknown to the Makana'ans. The Achaeans are familiar with it. The dead in Homer are cremated in Tirans, and Mackinac they are buried, implying a different conception of the afterlife. 3. The Achaean gods are the Olympians, of whom no race has been found in the culture of Mackinac. 4. The Achaeans use long swords, round shields, and safety pin brooches. No objects of such form appear in the varied Mackinacan remains. There are considerable dissimilarities in coiffure and dress. Ridgway concluded that the Mackinaans were Pelasgians and spoke Greek, that the Achaeans were blonde Celts or Central Europeans who came down through Epirus and Thessaly from 2000 BCE onwards, brought with them the worship of Zeus, invaded the Peloponnesus about 1400 BCE, adopted Greek speech and many Greek ways, and established themselves as feudal chieftains, ruling from the fortress palaces a subjugated Pelasgian population. The theory is illuminating, even if it must be substantially modified. Greek culture says nothing of an Achaean invasion, and it would not be wise to hang a rejection of so unanimous a tradition upon a gradual increase in the use of iron, a change in modes of burial or coiffure, a lengthening of swords or rounding of shields, or even a safety pin, it is more likely that the Achaeans, as all classic writers supposed, were a Greek tribe that in its natural multiplication expanded from Thessaly into the Peloponnesus during the 14th and 13th centuries, mingled their blood with the Pelasgo-Achaeans there, and towards 1250 BCE became the ruling class. Probably it was they who gave Greek to the Pelasgians instead of receiving it from them, and such place names as Corinth, Durant, Parnassus, and Olympia. We may have echoes of a Creto-Pelasgo-Macedonian tongue. In the same manner, presumably, the Achaeans superimposed their mountain and sky gods upon the chthonic or subterranean deities of the earlier population. For the rest, there is no sharp line of separation between the Macedonian culture and that latter phase of it, the Achaean, which we find in Homer. The two ways of life seem to have mingled and melted into one. Slowly, as the amalgamation proceeded, Achaean civilization passed away, dying in the defeat of Troy, and Greek civilization began. And such Greek words as sesamon, sesame, kaparisos, Cyprus, asapas, hyssop, oinos, wine, sandalon, sandalwood, kolkos, copper, thalassa, sea, molybdos, lead, Sephoros, Zephyr, Cabernao, steer, Septhongos, sponge, Laos, people, Labyrinthis, Dithyrambos, Githaris, zither, syrinx, flute, and paion, paan, were, transferred